The journey of the alone girl. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Asha. She lived in a small village with her grandmother. Her parents had passed away when she was very young. Asha was always alone. She didn't have many friends and was known as the alone girl in the village. Asha liked to read books. She would spend hours reading about adventures, faraway lands, and brave people. She dreamed of going on her own adventure one day. But in reality, she had never left her village. She was always too shy to talk to others, and she felt safe staying close to home. One day, while reading a book about travelers who explored new places, Asha had an idea. What if I go on my own adventure? She thought. The idea excited her. She had always dreamed of seeing the world beyond her small village. But she was also afraid. She had never been outside her village, and the world seemed big and scary. Asha decided to talk to her grandmother about it. She told her grandmother, I want to go and see the world. I feel like I don't belong here. I need to find out who I am. Her grandmother was worried. It's dangerous out there, my dear. The world is full of challenges, her grandmother said softly. I know, Asha replied. But I feel like there is more for me to see and experience. I need to do this. Her grandmother sighed. She knew she couldn't stop Asha from following her dreams. If this is what you need to do, then go, her grandmother said. But promise me, you will be careful. Asha packed a small bag. She took some food, water, and a few of her favorite books. With a brave heart and a nervous smile, she waved goodbye to her grandmother and left her village. As she walked away, she felt a mix of excitement and fear. She was finally starting her adventure, but she was also leaving behind everything she knew. The first part of her journey was through a forest. The trees were tall, and their branches created a roof of green above her. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, and the air was cool and fresh. Asha felt peaceful at first. She enjoyed the quiet of the forest and the sounds of birds singing. But as night began to fall, she felt scared. The forest became dark, and strange noises filled the air. Asha found a spot to rest under a large tree. She tried to sleep, but the sounds of animals moving through the forest kept her awake. She felt lonely and missed her grandmother. Did I make the right decision? She wondered. But she reminded herself of her dream to see the world and kept her hope alive. The next day, Asha continued her journey. As she walked deeper into the forest, she came across a stream. The water was clear, and she drank from it, feeling refreshed. She sat by the stream for a while, reading one of her books. She felt comforted by the familiar stories, but she knew she couldn't stay there forever. Asha walked for days. Sometimes the path was easy, but other times it was steep and difficult. She faced many challenges. One day, it rained heavily, and Asha had no place to stay dry. She was soaked and cold. Another day, she got lost in the forest and couldn't find her way. But every time she felt like giving up, she reminded herself of her dream. I can't stop now, she would tell herself. I have to keep going. One afternoon, after many days of walking, Asha reached the edge of the forest. In front of her was a large, wide field. On the other side of the field, she could see a small village. Aisha was excited. This was the first village she had seen outside her own. She hurried across the field, eager to meet new people. When Aisha entered the village, she felt nervous. The people there were different from the ones in her village. They wore different clothes, and their houses were made of stone, not wood like in her village. Aisha didn't know anyone, and she felt shy. She sat down on a bench in the village square and watched the people pass by. A young woman noticed Aisha sitting alone and came over. "Hello," the woman said kindly. "Are you new here?" Aisha nodded. "Yes, I am. I've come from a village far away. I'm on an adventure." The woman smiled. "That's brave of you. My name is Lala. I live here with my family. Would you like to come and have dinner with us?" Aisha was surprised by the offer but also grateful. She hadn't had a proper meal in days. "Thank you," Aisha said. "I would love that." Lala took Aisha to her home. It was a small but cozy house. Inside, Lala's family welcomed Aisha warmly. They shared stories, laughed, and ate a delicious meal together. For the first time since leaving her village, Aisha didn't feel alone. She realized that even though she didn't know these people, they were kind and treated her like family. That night, Aisha stayed with Laila's family. She lay awake thinking about her journey so far. She had faced many challenges, but she had also met kind people along the way. "Maybe the world isn't as scary as I thought," Aisha said to herself. The next morning, Aisha thanked Laila and her family for their kindness and continued on her journey. She felt stronger and more confident. She had made it this far, and she knew she could keep going. As Aisha traveled from village to village, she met many people. Some were friendly and welcoming, while others were not. She learned new things from everyone she met. She learned how to cook different types of food, how to speak a few words in different languages, and how to find her way in new places. Every day was a new adventure. But there were still moments when Aisha felt alone. Sometimes, when she was walking by herself, she missed her grandmother and her village. She missed the familiar faces and the safety of her home. But she also knew that this journey was helping her grow. She was learning about the world and about herself. One evening, after many months of traveling, Aisha reached a large city. The city was bigger than any place she had ever seen. There were tall buildings, busy streets, and people everywhere. Aisha felt overwhelmed. She didn't know where to go or what to do. She walked through the city, feeling lost. As she wandered through the streets, she came across a large library. Aisha's eyes lit up. She loved books, and this library was full of them. She went inside and spent hours reading. The stories comforted her, just like they had when she was in her village. While reading, Aisha met an older woman who worked at the library. The woman noticed how much Aisha loved books and said, "You remind me of myself when I was younger. I also love to read and dream about adventures." Aisha smiled. "Books have always been my escape. They've been with me through everything." The woman nodded. "Books can take us to places we've never been. But real-life adventures are even more important." They teach us lessons that no book can. Aisha realized that her journey had been just that, a real-life adventure. She had faced fears, met new people, and learned so much along the way. She wasn't the same shy, alone girl she had been when she left her village. She had grown stronger and more confident. After spending some time in the city, Aisha decided it was time to return to her village. She missed her grandmother and wanted to share everything she had learned. When Aisha returned to her village, she was greeted with warm smiles. Her grandmother was overjoyed to see her. Aisha sat with her grandmother and told her all about her journey, the challenges, the people she met, and the lessons she had learned. Her grandmother smiled proudly. I knew you would do great things, Aisha. You've grown so much. Aisha realized that even though she had been alone for much of her journey, she had never truly been alone. There were always people who helped her along the way. And she had discovered strength within herself that she never knew she had. Moral: even when you feel alone, the world is full of people and experiences that can help you grow. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and explore the world. You will learn more about yourself and the world around you than you ever imagined.